I wanted to tell you something that just popped in my head. One of the things that sets us apart from the hacks is presentation, taking care of your equipment. And well, I like the presentation bit. You know, we don't have wires going everywhere. We take the time to run them in nice straight lines, tape them down properly. You can't just put a piece of tape across it and call it done. No, there's a proper procedure for it. Maybe someday I'll show you. But what really made me think of this is my console. Yeah, I forgot to take that out. Whatever. But in the video about rewiring my console, I took the monitor cable, the monitor power cable, and the power to the console cable, and I just kind of tossed them off to the side. Didn't really talk about how they're supposed to go. This one here is the power cable to the Furman wannabe. Well, I take that and go right down here, right down the front, and in the front here, that's where the connection is for the power, you know. And also, I bring my monitor usually sits right here. You'll see that later. Bring the speaker cables and any other cables you need to come this way, and have them draped down on this side as opposed to that side. I mean, see that wire right there looks. I'm not even going to tell you what it looks like because you already know. But when we get this all done, I'll show you what I'm talking about. But this is what really set off the little tangent. This is a 50-foot 1/4-inch cable. I don't know what unit of measurement you're using where you live, but from there to here is not 50 feet. So I'm going to have a big mess of cable left over. But don't worry, it's going to look professional. Why? Because we are professionals. We're consummate professionals. So what I do is you bring it over, use the edge to help you out. Then all the excess I'm going to put way up here. It's all out of the sight line. There you go. Now this does a couple things for us. One, it puts the mess of cables out of people's sight lines, so they don't really see it, which is really fantastic. But another thing is pressure on your connections. Right here. If we had that big mess of wire sitting down on the floor and it just came up and went in, there'd be a lot of downward pressure on the 1/4-inch jack. Huh. I guess I just screwed that in. They always come undone. Anybody have a tip for keeping those closed that doesn't involve welding? Anyway, but here, all the stress is off of it. There's no weight right here on the jack, and that'll help extend the life of your cables. And then of course properly winding them will also extend the life. But I really don't have time to talk about that because, wow, you just wait till I take you to cord winding school. All right, more work. All right, my gator case comes with 3 faces, or 3 working edges. There's the front edge for your CD player, the top edge for the mixer, and the back edge for access to all your equipment, right? I don't really, top edge, back edge, right? So that leaves 3 case lids to deal with. What are you going to do with those case lids? Are we going to stick them under the table? Nah. Here it is. The front, the back, and the top. We'll take this one, put it off to the side for a second. And back when I used to have to use that homemade fan thing, I went with the front lid, right? I would use the front lid. I'm going to have to do this in reverse because that's the approximate position it would be if it was down there. So we'll pretend for a second that that's the top. I would put that on there and there. it would shield, hey, here we go. It would shield everything. You couldn't see up inside there. It looked real clean. It was nice. But I don't need that anymore. So, for a better look, I'll use the top lid. All right. We use the clamp, the clips on the side, just the top, because that's all that reaches, and everything looks better. Then, hold on, let me get this secured. All right, so then we get that secured with the clips, and the ear faces back. Now we use the back lid to cover up the monitor, and this little piece for the clip to bite down on, I clip it right onto that ear. Pull it out a little bit for you, and that will hold it in place. So it just sits there. There you go. There's no wires hanging down. There's no wires going anywhere, because all the wires come down here. Yeah. Don't even get me started on that. All right, and that, oh God, I have a backlit LED keyboard, and I took it out to do something at home and forgot to put it back in, and whatever. All right, gotta go. Okay, both Jonathan and Brian did fantastic jobs of demonstrating how a crossover works. And they talked about if you have crossovers in your speakers and all that jazz. Well, I actually do have a crossover in my speaker. Right here. Full range in, high out. So if we were to use that, that's the low, the mid, and the high. Now, depending on where you are and what you're doing, for instance, if you were doing a massive outdoor event, I personally would hook it up that way. I would use the crossover in the sub and make it high, low, mid, and high. But my typical setup is you come full range right here, full range in, and then full range out into the sub. So my my Scorpion here, actually I'm sorry, it's not a Scorpion, it's a Black Widow, 15-inch Black Widow. That does some really good bass. 18-inch does fantastic bass. So you got bass, bass, high, but of course you're getting the full range here. It's not just bass. I don't want to lead you on. It's got some mids in it too, but it sounds really nice, and the two combined together make for a really rich sound. Now, if I were to take the speaker off the pole and set it straight onto the sub, then the bass kind of works off each other, and we get even more bass. But really, you just have to pay attention to the venue, what the client wants, and how can you best deliver their vision. Are they a bass-loving crowd? Well, then by all means, thump them out. If they're not, well, change it up. Just because I like it doesn't mean they should get it. Because Consummate Professional, it's not about Joe Dirt. Well, that's your problem. It's not what you want, it's what the consumer wants. I gotta go. What comes around